Yeah, so when I looked last week, the number was 2,440 accounts permanently banned as a result of our Necropolis anti-cheat. The thing that I think was most interesting to me is a large proportion of these were summoners who hired mercenaries to do the content. And I think there was this perception amongst the community that those mercenaries were players who were just really good at our game. And it turns out a bunch of them were actually just cheaters.
They're just cheating.
Yeah, and a bunch of them were actually quite smart cheaters who were doing it in a way that we weren't able to identify before. But as I mentioned on the Necropolis stream, we have anti-cheat actually built into Necropolis. It's the first mode that we've actually built that way. And so just making, basically what they were doing was creating metadata that looked legitimate. And in Necropolis, you couldn't fool us that way anymore. And so a bunch of these mercenaries who probably have been cheating for years have been caught. And unfortunately, if you hired one of them to do Necropolis for you, your account is gone forever. So be careful about who you give your account information to.
Well, there we go. That starts off this video. We've got a little bit of a dissection point because Kabam were very vocal on cheating in general with this game. Something that we've covered on this channel. A lot of people obviously have talked about. And look, as Kabam stated, there was an not easy cheat. There wasn't an easy cheat. Well, there is anti-cheat. I don't know if it's easy anti-cheat or whatever it is, because that's a different game. I think that's is that Fall Guys or is it Fortnite? One of the two. In any case, as a lot of you knew going into Necropolis, Kabam were on the ball when it comes to cheating. Don't worry, there's more to this video, like, you know, Kabam talking about arena cheats, how they're looking to do that. I get inundated with messages from people going, this person's cheating in this content. The problem is, and people need to understand, as much as it's like these people get pinged up, they do get reported, it's like, it's never instant. So you may be like, well, why are they back in the same arena the following week? You know, I grind arena a lot. Well, not me personally, but kind of these people that contact, like, well, I'm in arena, I see them every week now. Why are they not banned? It's either a case they are legit, or it's either a case that they will be banned at some point, or the system that Kabam are using isn't as sophisticated enough. Again, something we'll talk about in this video based on a response by John, and why that live stream is so important. If you've got time to spare, like an hour or an hour 30, which I think the stream is, please go and give it a watch and a listen. We have covered this on the channel in the previous video where we dissected a lot of the stuff, and we've got notes on it, but it's always good to hear from the horse's mouth and go over to the live stream, because there was so much information dropped in that particular stream. But in any case, going back in time, Kabam did say that the lessons we learned from being applied to are being applied to Necropolis, which is the first piece of content we have released with an integrated anti-cheat program in place before launch. Be warned, modding in Necropolis will be met with immediate permanent ban, regardless of your account's history of fair play of any other factor. It surprises me the extent of people that don't learn lessons and don't read and don't listen and don't pay attention. Especially, like, I hope that nobody would cheat that watches my content, because I have covered this so many times. Do not use these people, right? And we keep talking about it, and it keeps happening. That if you go and use these particular services, it is highly likely your account is going to be banned. Regardless if you go, oh, they're just a good merc, they're a good player, you know, they're able to kind of, like, you know, play fantastically. All well and good, but Kabam have said that, well, people were using mods and hacks and cheats. Like, if they're able to knock out the progression that you want in a very short space of time, and it's like, oh, it's timely service, so that's a bit suspect and a bit suspicious. But people still go back to it. People still continue to use it. So I hope that people learn their lessons, especially when they find that their account is now gone. One thing that as well that was really interesting from this particular stream, which again, as I said, go and check out, was that, okay, John said 2,440 accounts were banned that cheated in Necropolis, and that is of course, like, you know, they may not have banned them instantly, but it may be like a month into it that, you know, these accounts are being banned. The amount of people that go crying onto the forums that then go, well, you know, my account shouldn't be banned. Oh, this is an embarrassment. This is not good. It's bad on Kabam. Well, no, it's bad on you. However, there have been cases where, and even Kabam, John says that, or Kabam Crash, sorry, is what John's title is. I should call him Crashed. So Crash did say that there was an instance, and we covered, I think, that instance where the system incorrectly pinged somebody's, incorrectly. So someone was kind of like classified as cheating when they weren't cheating at all in any shape or form. So that was kind of like embarrassing from Kabam's perspective. And it does happen. But those are very rare occurrences that it does. There was another thing that Crash said that was like, oh, it's brilliant. And that was that there were 50 appeals. So on the 50 appeals that these particular, accounts were like, I disagree in my account being banned. Of the 50, right, 0 got through. Like zero got overturned. Sorry, right terminology. 0 got overturned. That's incredible, isn't it? That, these 50 appeals and like just no, you're cheating. We checked the data again. Crash said we checked back again, and yeah, there's still full-blown cheating. So that's no, you ain't getting your account back in any kind of way, shape or form. So cry more. I think that's the thing. But there's more to this. Like if you've seen the kind of the stream that Kabam did, there was a few more other things mentioned on it, which were, very important.
That's working really well, and we will continue to grow this over time. We have, I think, the biggest development for our anti-cheat program ever. That's going to be launching in February or March next year, which I think is going to have a massive impact on the fair play of the game moving forward as well. So there's more to come, including one very large initiative that summoners will learn more about at the time.
So yeah, one of the big things is that this new change is happening in early next year. I think it's February, whatever it is. And I think that's going to be so crucial for this game. My personal hope is going to be a live anti-cheat. Now, what that would be amazing for this game, because if it was implemented for Battlegrounds and Arena and so many other things, it's like it cuts people out just like right there and then. If somebody's about to use was using a mod-based system, or something is happening, fight one in Battlegrounds, or during an arena grind, a cheater is kind of like, farming points at an exponential rate, that it identifies and punishes that person right there and then, or that account that right there and then. Because what it means is that people that will be cheating on in Battlegrounds, those that were going to do legitimate arena grinds and runs for champions, are going to go about their day unaffected. When we get to that stage, this game is going to be great for fair play. And I hope it is going to come at some stage. I don't know if it's going to be, in February, but that is a kind of like a great hope. It's difficult to get that level of tech into games, but, other games have done it quite well. I think Fortnite and Call of Duty have implemented it with within their mobile game type of play, but it's still something that's very difficult for Kabam to kind of put in at this stage. And I'm sure they'll get there. But, we've got to go through the rough and the smooth when it comes to this. I'm really looking forward to kind of how Kabam, plan to kind of like address this and deal with this in the future. And that's going to be hopefully the big development. I'm sure there will be a lot of people like asking questions, and especially those that are, big arena grinders, especially the people that message me and just say this person's a cheater and this person's a cheater. I don't know if you're going to get your answer right here and now. I don't know if whether or not you felt that you kind of, Kabam are very much a case of, in hindsight dealing with stuff, and they even say in this particular this live stream that we're still compensating those people that get cheated on in arena, so those that get the retrospective compensation for champions they would have farmed legitimately. If you kind of like were 450th and 400 was the kind of the max point of hitting a champion, but for whatever reason there were 60 cheaters, for example, and you should have been in with a shout to get a 6-star. That's not the case with it, but you will get the compensation. It's just a case of like, look, that system is good, but I know a lot of players want to see more from Kabam on this subject to have a more fair eco space to avoid the cheaters and the problems from modders, hackers, cheaters, all that stuff. But I think Kabam are on a positive note and a positive way forward. And if people say no, they're not, well, look, it could be how it was several years ago, where we had the you know, Kabam kept the gifting event the same way it was, the way that, you know, cheating was in general, didn't even compensate for Arena. Here's the thing, Kabam are doing stuff, but they're doing things slowly. And of course, that's the problem. When things are slowly, it's like, great, we want Kabam to do well. But then when it's slow, people are like, you know, it becomes tedious. And that's the thing. You can lose a player by not being, as a developer, kind of being on this particular stuff and getting up to where everyone likes. But in any case, that's been the video. I don't want to go on too much, especially as I've got to cut this down and get those nice kind of like, you know, capture voice bits that, you know, John and Jax were talking about. So go and check out the stream as well. That's been a video. Check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.